And when he drove him into his net, verse 10, it said, he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. You know, and like it said in Psalms and in Sirach, it said he humbled himself. You know, the so-called white man, Esau, is very good at that. You know, humbling himself in order to get at Jacob. You know, it says, and read that again, verse 10. It said he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Verse 11, it said he has said in his heart, the Most High have forgotten, he hid in his face. Yeah, it says he hid in his face and will never see it. Never see what? The atrocities that they did into the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know, the white man thinks that the Most High forgotten that. That is not going to be a payback for that, you know? But there is, you know? It's known as the second death, which is going to come by ICBM missiles, by thermonuclear fire. That's the way the Most High is going to visit the so-called Edomites.
Yeah, these Edomites, they're going to be taken out of power, man. All that Paris conference bullshit, you know, this global warming, climate changes, man, that's all bullshit, man. There is going to be a global warming that's going to come in the way of nuclear destruction, man. You know, that's going to be the global warming, right? For these Edomites, man, nuclear missiles, when all these nuclear missiles go off, that's going to heat up the atmosphere, man. And it's going to heat up America, man. And America's going to turn into an oven, man.
That's right. Yeah, Malachi
4:1. Because the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, have ordained these things to happen. That's why you see all of these wars breaking out. You got the CIA with their mercenary group that they fund through these other proxy countries like Saudi Arabia and Qatar, you know, to bring forth havoc over there in the Middle East, man. And a lot of these other nations, they're getting put to death, man. A lot of civilians, man. As a matter of fact, the United States, in their crusade to fight against ISIS, they're over there killing Syrians and Iraqis, man. And that blood is gonna fall upon these people right here, man. But it's not gonna fall upon the elect of the nation of Israel, because the Lord is gonna deliver, you know, his people out of the destruction, the elect. But you average people out here that subscribe to the American philosophy, your blood is going to be on the hand of all of those bombs that they shoot over there in the Middle East, man. You know, because there's going to be blowback consequences from all of the wickedness that the American government is doing. You know, via the Pentagon, via the CIA, you know, the stuff that you're not seeing on your mainstream media, because believe it or not, the news that you see is censored. There's a lot of censorship going on to the news, on the news. You'll never see the days of the Vietnam War when you were seeing dead Americans. You know, you're not going to see that, man. You know? You got something?
This is Malachi 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Yeah, the day that cometh, that's your global warming right there. The day that cometh that shall burn as an oven. You know, and all the proud, you Edomites, man, you're going to be, that day, if you on ground zero of America, and when the missiles come, you're going to be put to death, man. Those nuclear missiles, you know? People don't believe the fact that a nuclear attack is going to happen on this land. You know, you got the United States testing billion-dollar missile defense systems.
Yep.
Well, guess what? All of that money is taxpayer dollars, and it's just going down the drain, man.
They're paying for that death.
Yeah, you're paying for the false security, you know, of you thinking that the United States missile defense system is going to stop the missiles from being shot upon America from these other countries, man. And you paying for that every hour you work, and when you get your tax, when you get your check, they take it out. The federal government gets their cut, the state gets their cut. You know, that's going into the military-industrial complex in vain, man. You know? Go ahead, bring that out.
No, you can find it. Okay. Stay here. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
This is Malachi 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly.
Yeah, all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, man. Talking about these Edomites, man. Because they're proud, they think that, you know, they're going to be able to push forth their agenda. The scriptures talk about their inward thought is that their houses shall last forever, man. But that's not the case, man. Because they can't upset the prophecies. The Lord have ordained this society to be established upon the backs of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, to be built up, right? We served slavery over here. We built the society up, and then at an appointed time, this society is going to be destroyed for all the blood it shed in this society, man. You know, all of that blood of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that blood has to be recompensed, man. And it's going to come it's going to come payment. The payment is becoming due now, man. You know, they got to pay the tab, man. Go ahead. Bring out what you got.
Yeah, this is Psalms chapter 10, verse 2. It says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Yeah, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor, man. Right? So you got a prison industrial complex that's being built up, that's already been built up. You're gonna have systemic job loss. So you have to find some place for those people to go. You know, everybody can't work, man. That's why they house all these people in prisons, man. That's why a lot of people in prison for non-violent offenses, man. You know? So you can't, if let's just say hypothetically, they let out everybody that was in prison for a non-violent crime. Those people couldn't get jobs, man. They have to resort to the underground economy, man.
Yep.
You know? Read it again.
Black market.
The black market. They're trying to do away with the black market, man. Slowly but surely they're doing away with the black market, man. You know? Yeah, no, read it again.
Verse 2. This Psalm chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor.
In his pride, he doth persecute the poor. You had Trump, you know, in his pride, he's making speeches. Jeff Sessions, you know, which is one of the head people in the judicial system, you know, he's talking about we're going to have harsher sentences, you know, for drug offenses, right? Which he's completely turning away from the Obama administration initiatives to, you know, let go lenient on drug sentences, which that's all BS, man. All of them presidents work in tandem, man. You know, all of them build off of each other, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because everybody was blaming Bush, then everybody now everybody blaming Obama, and then the next everybody's blaming Trump.
Yep.
It's the same agenda, man.
And the same foreign policy. More people over there in the Middle East is dying.
Yeah.
You know, people in Libya is dying. People in Syria is dying. Pretty soon the American people are going to be dying, man.
Yep. Right.
You know? Same old foreign policy, man. The foreign policy of America is going to get you so-called white people killed, man.
That's right.
You know? America's foreign policy is going to change you people's lifestyles, man. There's a great transfer of wealth taking place right now as we speak. And when you people wake up and realize it, y'all ain't going to have no money, man. Not a pot to piss in, man. Go ahead.
No window to throw it out.
Yeah, not a window, yeah. Yeah, back in the Great Depression, people were getting evicted from their houses. You know, it's going to be another Great Depression, man.
Right.
Which is worse. It's going to be way worse than 1933. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. You know, we're talking about the downfall of the imperialistic American empire, man.
Yeah.
You know, the downfall of the second leg of the Roman Empire, man.
Right.
Because like I was watching Elder Ramblab on a video coming up here.
Right?
Yeah, yup. The Roman Empire, the American government is established has the same similarities, man. You got the bread and circuses, you have the Senate, the Congress, you know, the same concept that the Roman empires, the military, the same concept that the Roman empires, the same philosophies that the Romans followed after, the Americans follow after, man. You have the Senate and the Senate, the executive branch, you know, you got the judicial system, same principles, man. It's nothing changed, man. You know?
Republicans, Democrats.
Yep.
Which goes back to the
plebeians and patricians.
Yeah, same system, just a different side of the world, man. You know? Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
Yeah, America, substitute Babylon for America, man. This has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. The Lord raised this society up to destroy it, man. Plain and simple, man. And you people can't see it, but we see it, man. That's why we out here, man. So we can cleanse the blood off our hands, man. Because when these people start dying, man, when these people start, you see the homeless digging in trash cans looking for food, that's gonna be these average people, man. These average people, man. You see these Edomites, nice clothes, man, walking up the street with their nice clothes, you know. They're gonna be digging in the trash cans looking for food. You know, they look down on the homeless, but they're gonna become homeless one day, man. That's why the scriptures say, think upon a time of need, man. When you're full, man. Like these people right now, they're full. You know, they don't have any worries, carefree, bills paid. But they don't realize that there's gonna be a time of need that they're gonna have to deal with, man. They're gonna have to muster up to that, man. And a lot of people gonna go crazy, man. You got a lot of people on drugs. What's gonna happen when they can't get their drugs, man? They gonna go crazy, man. You know? So when this society shuts down, you already have the moral values of this society has decayed, right? You know? Give me Isaiah 19 and 14. Paul, what you got though? Give me Isaiah 19 and 14.
Yep.
You know?
This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
Yeah, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. For these people to believe that two women, you know, it's all right to be together, two men, it's all right to have anal sex together, that's that perverse spirit, man.
Preposterous.
The people of the ancient world, if we was back then and we would have told them what was happening today, they'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
They wouldn't even believe us, man.
No.
We'd be speaking a different language to them, man.
Well, why you think that's what the apostles was going into, man? Because they didn't understand what they was looking at back then. It was too far beyond their imagination. Remember when I was reading Ezra as well. Ezra's what happened? He vomited. Threw up. He fainted. You know, he was bugging out. He was cursing people out. Remember he told the captain, he said, get away from here, man. You know, this is crazy. This is nuts what I'm looking at right here, man. You know, right now, it's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy how they're trying to push this, the perverseness as normality here in America.
A few generations ago, nobody would have accepted this shit.
Generations, bro. 10 years.
Oh yeah, you're right.
10 years. And it pre-Obama.
Yep. And it happened so fast, man.
Quick.
It happened so fast. Pretty soon these people will accept pedophilia, man.
Yep. Bestiality.
Yeah, you know, in the streets. People will accept perverseness in the streets. People actually having sex in the streets. You see it on World Star Hip Hop, man. You have parks where people are having sex in the streets, man. You know? That's what the American people have been conditioned to accept, man. You know?
Nah, they adapt to it. They adapt to wickedness real quickly.
Yeah.
They conform to it really quickly.
This is a consuming nation.
It's a thing called gradualism, man. They gradually bring on this perverseness, man. It starts in the movies, then it might go to the cartoons, then they go to teaching it in school.
Then it becomes legislation.
Then it becomes legislation.
And that's how they getting them with the children. You know, with the children, because the children come home, and not for nothing, I was going into this one girl house the other day. She's like, yeah, my son was telling me about this. I'm like, oh yeah? I forget what it was exactly. I think it was the CO monitors and all that. Like they teaching these children stuff, and then the children come home and they tell it to their parents, and then the parents, it is so ass backwards that the parents are looking at the children like they're smarter than them. That shit is actually happening nowadays. You know, people actually thinking that children are smarter than adults.
Well, that goes back to the Communist Manifesto, where they said that, you know, we'll get your children into the public school system, and then we'll condition your children to follow after what we want them to follow after. Therefore, they teach them global warming, teach them about that, so on and so forth, and then the people believe it. Equalism, you know, equality, you know.
Right. Anyone that basically is subjugated to a free lifestyle, you went to high school in post 2006. I'll say maybe 2005, 2006, 2007. When I was in high school, they didn't teach in physical education. They didn't teach about homosexuality. When I was in middle school, that's when they started to talk about sex, 12, 13 years old. Now what they doing in middle schools, they're telling the children about transgenderism, how you supposed to adapt with it, because that's the time you become a man, that's the time you become a woman. You know, when the body starts to really mature, it goes through its evolution, if you will. So therefore, by the time they get into high school and things of that nature, they know that that child is going to be adverse to the parent. So they're like, I'm going to live this way. I'm going to live this way, and I see things this way, because in America, people have been trained to this mind to where the public school system is actually teaching them something of a great echelon, if you will, or something of great prestige. Like this society, or this scholarship, if you will, is so great. So when the children are learning calculus in 5th grade, they coming home and they telling their parents what they learned and all that. Wow, my child is so smart. And then they go into the moral value. They're like, oh, this child, oh my God, my child must know so much. And then they wind up listening to them. It's ass backwards, man.
Yep. Yeah, read that. This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
Yeah, woe means destruction, man. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, these unrighteous laws, you know. They decree them, man. They set the curriculum, you know, they set the school curriculum in which your child is learning, man.
Yeah, the curriculum, the syllabus, if you will.
Yeah, the syllabus.
Because that's all government orchestrated. Because if you don't abide by that, even if you homeschool a child, if you don't abide by the government or the government institute, board of education, if you will, if you don't abide by that, even in homeschooling, then your child can't proceed. They can't graduate. All right?
Yeah, so, another thing is a lot of money, a lot of federal dollars get tied into the state school system. And then the state disperses the money to the different local municipalities, man. Like the different counties, you know, the different cities. Like Baltimore, and over there in Baltimore, they catching hell. They just gave pink slips to a whole bunch of students, man. That money is misallocated, you know.
Pink slips what?
Pink, because they under budget. They under budget deficit.
So what they get the pink slips for?
They gotta fire people. They gotta cut the budget, man.
Teachers?
Yeah, teachers. Okay, some teachers, staff members, the assistant principal,
administration.
Man.
Yeah,
you know?
because what they want to do is have boarding schools. That's what they want to have. All right, I'm not sure how the boarding schools are funded. However, boarding schools are more strict.
Charter schools.
Charter schools. Well, that's ultimately, you know, depends on where you know, they call it different things in different places. Boarding schools, charter schools, where you got to dress up a certain way, you got to walk a certain way, you got to talk a certain way. You know, they want to formulate these people's minds. You know, they want to formulate the children's minds, mold them up to bring forth their New World Order agenda.
Yeah, another thing, they're going to have children snitching on their parents.
Hell yeah, they've been starting to do that since the mid-90s. You know, when they started telling the parents at home that you can't scold your child, or you can't, you can't discipline your child with the rod, it should have been an uprising. But that was the beginning of the end.
Well, that was the gradualism.
That was the gradualism.
They do things in phases, man. And these people accept anything, man. You know, that's why when they wake up to the fact that they don't have anything, that's why they're the enemy. That's why the state looks at them as the enemy. Each and every citizen out here is considered to the government as an enemy, man.
Or either you're an enemy or you're part of the farming system. Because that's what essentially it is. It's a program.
It's a system.
Barbara Shaw, look up the word on Edible Line, look up the word program. It's a system. Because when you grow up, that's why now the normality or innormality is normality, because they're grooming the minds of the children, man. Let's get there real quick. Turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
29.
I thought it was 20. But get it, you know. Let's look at the word program. You gonna say something?
No, don't that go into the image of the beast also?
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. You got the word?
This society is wicked, man. You know, these people gonna bug out when they find out the truth, the reality, man. that America was never a country, it was a corporation set up to make money off of these people, man.
Oh, come on.
You know? When y'all